Y'all, Derek Dixon, the young man that is suing Tyler Perry for harassment and other quid pro quo violations, and employee workplace hostility, is speaking out. You want to hear what he's talking about? We'll do that after this. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and do celebrity legal news. Also, join me for my pop culture chats. If you'd like to support the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. My Venmo and Cash App is below. Thank you so much, and let's get started. All right. Y'all, we reviewed this case. We reviewed the lawsuit a couple of weeks ago, and we didn't hear anything from Derek Dixon, but now he has spoken exclusively to the Hollywood Reporter. You can go to their website and look at that article. It is intensive. He talks about his reasoning as to why he filed the lawsuit. And he basically says, and I quote, "Everyone deserves to go to work to do their job without their boss trying to have X with them. My goal is to help ensure that the next generations of actors and creatives don't have to choose between their dreams and their dignity." So, in this article, it describes who Derek Dixon is. He's from North Carolina. He is an openly gay man. He talks about how he met Tyler Perry, and that information is also in the video that I did on the lawsuit. He kind of gives a lot of that background information as how he did it and how he met Tyler Perry, and how it came about that he started working with him. So definitely go watch my video, or you can read this article. They asked him about Tyler Perry's sexual orientation. Now, let's be clear. What Tyler Perry has never confirmed whether or not that he is purely heterosexual, bisexual, or homosexual. He's never confirmed any of those things. However, they asked him this question, and according to Derek Dixon, he says he did not know that Perry was interested in men or that he was looking for an actual relationship. He says after about a year after this, in December 2020, Perry would announce on Instagram that he and his longtime girlfriend, with whom he shares a 10-year-old son, had broken up. He says, so they're just giving background because we know that Tyler Perry he's had a girlfriend, and he currently has a girlfriend. And he also has a 10-year-old son. He says, "I'm not going to speak for him on how he identifies sexually," says Dixon. "Regardless of his sexual orientation or gender, he should not be speaking to any of his employees, whether they be men or women, gay, straight, or bisexual, about their sexual preferences, how often they're having the intimate relationships, and physically assaulting him." And also in this article, Dixon outlined a lot of, he outlined some of the quid pro quo and harassment allegations. He goes back to double down and confirm that Tyler Perry had talked about if he wanted to keep his role, because apparently in the Oval, most of the major characters had received gunshots, wounds, and they didn't know who was going to survive to the next season. And he said basically, when Tyler Perry asked him to come over, or when Tyler Perry had made all of these advances to him, he said those advancements and things like that were done, and he felt like it was in exchange for him to stay on this show. He also talked about incidents where he had gone over to Tyler Perry's home and Tyler Perry had assaulted him. He also talks about that he was working with Tyler Perry on a pilot, and it appeared that, Tyler Perry wanted him to come back over to his home, talk to him about a few things and things like that. And he also outlines an incident where he felt like he was just outright assaulted to the point that he locked the bathroom door and slept in the bathroom overnight. So, again, he is outlining pretty much with the Hollywood Reporter everything that he's pretty much outlined in his lawsuit. But I this is backtracking because I am going to read some things from the thing, but I do want to add to the stage a copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that may otherwise be infringed. And the views and opinions expressed in my videos represent my own thoughts, concerns, and analysis. I don't know these entities or persons personally, and my opinions are not statement of fact. Okay? So, I'm going to read to you all the abridged version that's found on People magazine. Here we go. Give me one moment, y'all. And the People magazine article is written by Carson Blackwelder. The article written by the Hollywood Reporter is written by Rebecca Keegan. So it says here in the need to know section that Derek Dixon broke his silence after filing a $260 million lawsuit against Tyler Perry. Dixon, who appears on Perry's show Ruthless in the Oval, said bringing his lawsuit forward has been terrifying, but he just could not let him keep getting away with this. Attorney for Perry maintains that he will not be shaken down, and he's confident these fabricated claims of harassment will fail. And so we've read pretty much all of this. So let me see. The statement continued, but Tyler will not be shaken down. And this is a statement from Matthew Boyd, who is Tyler Perry's attorney, is that we will not be shaken down, and we are confident that these fabricated claims of harassment will fail. Dixon says she's received a mixed response since filing the lawsuit a month ago, including death threats. Now, this is interesting. He says, this is why people, especially men, don't come forward, he said, of the negative attention, also adding, I was too afraid to come forward. I knew it would be awful, and I was right. Dixon was also asked if he tried to settle with Perry privately before filing his complaint. He says there are always attempts to resolve situation like this privately, but they never result in the type of change necessary to protect further victims, he said. At the end of the day, my absolute fear is that he'll be able to continue doing this without any major consequences. So basically what I'm hearing or reading what he's saying is he wants this the amount to hit him so hard that he would think twice. Dixon wants Perry to have to think twice about doing this again to someone else. And so he says eventually he couldn't stay silent any longer. So I'm not going to read the whole article because, like, again, all of these things are on there. And I meant to put this up as well. Hold on. Meant to put the trigger warning. This live stream review stories with incident of domestic violence and sexual assault. If you or know someone you know needs help, please call the National Domestic Hotline at 1-800-799-7233 and the Sexual Assault Hotline at 1-800-656-4673. And so all I was going to say to you is this. It looks like it's going forward. He appears to have as much evidence as he has to be able to go forward. I also want to add too that in June of 2024, Dixon filed a sexual harassment complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, and he quit his job on the last season of The Oval, in which he was under contract to make about $400,000 a year. He says the EEOC complaint is currently pending. So, according to what I'm seeing and everything, he is taking all the appropriate steps for this. He's got an EEOC complaint. He has a lawsuit. We're not sure how this is going to pan out, but possibly Tyler Perry can settle and they can put in this settlement actions going forward. So Tyler Perry won't be doing this again. Tyler Perry shouldn't be doing all of this. It doesn't matter how he identifies sexually. That does, in my opinion, that doesn't matter. However, it is an issue if you're going to be out here. It is an issue if you're going to be out here harassing your employees. Okay. And we don't want that to happen. So, what do you all think? Derek Dixon has come out and he has spoken. He has talked about why he sued. He had given incidents of what happened as to all the incidents that led up to him suing. He's also talked about that he's already filed an EEOC complaint and he has filed a lawsuit. He says that there have been talks of settling. He's wanting to make sure that if he settles, it's going to be enough that Tyler Perry won't do this again. Because again, you're talking about a man that has a net earnings, a net worth of approximately, and let's look that up real quick. About $1.4 billion. So he's suing for $260 million. And so therefore that is a pure detergent because that's about a quarter of his wealth that he's looking at having to be in danger of losing. So we will see because, like I said, they can settle. There could be a whole lot of caveats on how Tyler Perry can conduct his stuff moving forward. I don't know if this lawsuit, and because again, it had been rumored or it had been speculated, it had been speculated because Tyler Perry loves to do characters in a dress. People have always speculated that they thought that he may also, we know that he is attracted to women and he has relations with women because of the fact that he has a child, that it was always rumored that he may be attracted to men and have relationships with men. This lawsuit with the actions of this young man is confirming that. Only thing it's confirming to me is that he probably is attracted. He may or may not have followed through with it. We'll never know. So, what do you all think about this lawsuit? I think that they're going to settle. This is the way I look at it. I think that they're going to settle. I think Tyler Perry doesn't want all of this stuff to come in. Now, the EEOC complaint and the portion of that's still pending. It will be interesting to see how that pans out. But again, if Tyler Perry can settle this lawsuit, he can definitely put in caveats about how his behavior should be moving forward. Because again, this is a lot of money being spent and it is an expensive lesson. And all of that to say is, and I've said this with the Diddy case, and I'll say this: it's not a matter of what your sexual orientation is. I don't care about that, particularly with our black men. What I care about is that y'all need to have as much discipline as possible. You shouldn't be when you have an employee, any type of relationship on the intimate part shouldn't happen, especially when you're the person in the position of power, because this is what happens. There has to be a distance. I would suggest, and like I said, I don't operate in those areas, but I am well aware that some people have an intermediate, meaning that they don't get to you. They don't get to talk to you. They don't get to come near you. There is an intermediate where there's a person there's a buffer. So then it won't be a situation where people are talking directly to you. People are doing things. And I know people's like, oh my gosh, that's so odd. But look what happens. Look what happens. And then stop trying to date where you work or where you are the boss. Shoot, it is what was her name? The matchmaker. I think her name was Patty. Is she still working? You can be match made if you want to have stuff like that. Someone can match make you with someone who could be what you need. Because again, in the lawsuit that we read, he had explained to Mr. Dixon, Tyler Perry, that he wanted to be able to indulge in these types of relationships without any baggage. You know, he'll pay for you to do all this stuff, but he doesn't want any type of love or anything like that. He just wants to be able to have the schmecks and then keep it moving and have access to this person as he wants to. And again, we have learned from the Diddy case that y'all need to have as much discipline as you can and stop looking in the pools of your employees. All right, people. We do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. What do y'all think about Derek Dixon coming out and explaining what's going on? Y'all let me know down in the comments. All right, people. Please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. And as always, people, bye-bye.